What's up, everyone? This is Zach with Gamer and Gameless, and today I am joined by
Aaron the Great White, a.k.a. Check Out My Gravel Pit, a.k.a. Jimmy John Johnson. Your boy, Aaron. What's up, kids?
Gravel pit?
Yeah, check it out.
What does that mean?
Check out my gravel pit, bro.
like
Do you know what a gravel pit even is?
I heard it in a Wu-Tang song.
now. All right, here's what I feel the need to say is that if you don't know what a gravel pit is based on the title of what it is, and instead based on the fact that it was in a Wu-Tang Clan song, that's pretty upsetting.
Well, Wu-Tang is very influential, and they'll say whatever they mean to say on a song, and then I'll just bob my head to it, bro.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah.
Anyways, the other voice you hear is none other than
Elvin Gravel Pit Zuleta, the Gameless.
By the way, if I didn't say my name is Zach Stonepile.
We need nicknames, sir.
But Gravel Pit isn't.
Check out my gravel pit, a.k.a.
Aaron Freeway Concrete Golden.
My name
Asphalt.
is Zach Sapphire. Anyways.
Oh, that's a Destiny term.
There's a fourth person who hasn't said anything because he or she is concentrating creating the next big video game.
He or she?
Well, because you didn't talk yet, so I wanted to maintain the mystique.
Trying to hype it up.
Yeah.
Who would it? Oh, I guess. Whatever. No, I'm not creating video games, but I'm Alicia.
But what's your name, though?
I just said I'm Alicia.
Alicia.
Let me finish my sentence.
You know, if you rearrange the letters in Taco Bell PlayStation 4 bundle promotion, you get Alicia Catherine.
No, you don't.
Is that true?
No,
Yeah, it is.
not at all. There isn't a 4 in my name. You keep
Not
adding
that
numbers in my name, and that does not exist.
Not that you are aware of. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't exist at all.
Maybe you need... I was going to say a Pokemon video game reference and say maybe you just need to have your Dowser equipped. But I don't think anyone gets it, so I'm just going to pretend like I didn't say that.
Helix Fossil.
Alicia got here early, and I opened the door, and she was like levitating.
Yeah, exactly. There was all these 360 cases just floating off the ground. Anyways, we're Gamer and Gameless. You can check us out at gamergameless.com or on Facebook, facebook.com/gamergameless. Or our... it's still relatively shiny.
It's not. It's dull.
It's not dull. It's definitely not dull. I put some nice polish on it, so it's definitely not dull. But our shiny new Twitter at... I keep doing it, Aaron. And you made me so self-conscious.
Do it, bro.
Now I sound like
You would have been
Mars
okay.
Attacks, bro.
If you,
that was a grim movie.
you would have that movie made no sense because how is Ray J a better shot than the Secret Service? Can we start with that?
Oh, man, he gets it in, bro.
Remember, he was in an arcade, obviously.
Yeah, because Time Crisis teaches you how to shoot real guns.
Yes. I mean, that's how most gun fights actually go down. You shoot somebody and then you step on a pedal.
Yeah, and then you have to,
drop down.
and then to reload, you shoot off screen. You have to shoot down the street just to reload.
Hey, everybody in arcade knows
I just
that.
imagine a giant gunfight happening in a movie like, I'm out. And he just shoots off into the, like, away from the screen.
Reload.
Like House of the Dead or something.
Yeah. Anyways, our shiny new Twitter is at gamergameless.com.
If you would have
It's not
just
even
so
.com.
difficult.
It's not even .com.
Man.
at Gamer Games,
At-
if you
at Gamer
would have
Lisa.
just
At Gamer
finished your sentence before you got hung up
I
about
got
Aaron,
nervous.
you would have just said it because you didn't say at twice. Like you would have been okay.
Here, let's try
Start
it
the
again.
entire show.
No. Try
That was a joke.
alone. Try that alone by yourself again.
You can check us out on our shiny new Twitter at gamergameless. I still did it twice.
No,
You know what?
you were
Forget
fine.
it. Forget
Don't
it.
use the word at. Just say, find us on Twitter, Gamer Gameless.
No, just at this. Find us on Twitter at GamerGameless.
We're getting
The
too hung
end.
up on this.
Yeah.
At gamergameless.com.
We're looking for a new host for the show. Anybody that's listening that
Someone-
actually has half a brain.
someone who doesn't have trouble with words that have A's and T's in them. Anyways, we're going to start out the show with what we normally do. Oh, man. It wasn't like, I liked Mars Attacks, but it was just like, it was grim.
I just did the circle sign, and then he goes, and then shoots that bird flying.
And then
No peace.
James Bond gets his head ripped off and he's on a dog or something.
As
Yeah,
usual,
put on
we're talking
Chihuahua.
about movies and not games, so that's
I
fine.
mean, video games.
Hey, it's okay having a tangent every now and then.
Video games, movies, the line is being blurred.
They're linear.
True.
Anyways, we're gonna start out with a show with the same thing we usually start out the show with, which is talking about what we are playing. Would anyone like to start, or should I?
Man, you know you can do it, bro. I'm right here to listen to you.
Okay. That was an interesting response to that question. So, I have been playing very partially. And when I say partially, it's because I started playing it, and I don't like saying stuff like this, but I was just like, I wasn't feeling it. Alien Isolation.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
I mean...
Did you have 20 hours for it or not?
No, I didn't. I put maybe 4 or 5 hours into it. Like, this doesn't happen too often where I was just like, nah, I can't do this. Like, I was excited for it, and I put it in. I knew it was going to be slower. But, man, that game has significant pacing problems.
Yeah, it had big-time pacing problems.
And, like, I was just playing, and after a while, I was just kind of like, what's the point? And the few parts, I mean, like, when you first see the alien, it's like, whoa, oh, spooky.
Oh, man.
Yeah, oh, man. But I don't know why we just explored all those different voices. But I mean, it's a cool idea, but then it just started kind of getting frustrating because it was like the alien has these sets of rules that he or she follows, but then she just kind of doesn't. Like,
it's an alien, really.
Yeah,
he does whatever he wants.
Remember,
he's hunting you. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, it's an okay game. I mean, it's too long. That's the thing. It's like I was playing for like 2 or 3, not 3, but I was probably playing for 90 minutes to 2 hours before I even saw the alien. Now, I understand the idea of like preserving the mystique of something, but that's too long.
Yeah,
especially for a survival horror game. Like,
yeah,
a game like Final Fantasy. If you tell me Final Fantasy 15 is going to be 60 hours, right? I'm like, I'm down because you know what you're getting into in those type of games.
Yeah,
that would be like, that's too few.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like 60.
60 hours for Final Fantasy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, seriously.
Well, on PlayStation now, you can do it on that.
Yeah, I know.
Have enough time for 1 week.
I know, right? Just not get up for a week and beat it. But I mean, like my biggest issue with it is just that a survival horror game, right? Can't be that long. It can't and it shouldn't be that long because it's just like you get exhausted. The whole thing about survival horror games are that you feel underpowered. And because you feel underpowered, and that's fine, that's cool. That adds to the like the first Alone
whoa, man.
Yeah. The first Alone in the Dark for PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Like that was the first game. That was the first survival horror game I played where I felt like, oh man, I don't have enough ammo. I feel so like once you actually, like the way that game works is they kind of build up to it, like they show you like shadowy figures, but once you actually start fighting and Alone in the Dark, once you actually start fighting them, you're kind of like, wow, I'm not doing anything to these guys. So you kind of have to run and everything, and that's cool. But the problem with a game like Alien is you have no defense. Like you could like, I think later on you get a flamethrower which disorientates.
I think it really does nothing to it. Really.
Yeah, I think it just disorientates it for like a second.
Yeah, but maybe it buys you a second that you need.
Yeah, and it's like pretty much once the alien sees you, that's it. Yeah, so it's kind of like, I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but I think it's too long. It's way too long, and I mean.
Now I heard the first 20 minutes are pretty amazing.
I mean, it's definitely a very atmospheric game. Like, I mean, you're at one point you're just walking through a ship, and then like a light falls, like a light sparks and falls. And that will scare anybody. Yeah. Like the action, like just the way the atmosphere is it's super tense and super quiet. Like the whole idea of isolation. It's good. Some people like it. Just like the idea of, and I'm not even like a bro shooter where I need to be able to kill everything, but you got to give me something to work with. Like if there was like a super difficult quick time event anytime the alien like spotted you where you like push him away or something, or like I don't know, throw a flare at his face and to buy you like 3 seconds, I'd be cool with that. But it's pretty much just like, oh, I'm dead now.
Yeah, that was my problem with Outlast. Yeah, you had no weapon. You just had to like hide and then go here, then go there. And it's just like, I like to have loot. Come on, man. If I'm a reporter, I'm gonna pick up some sort of knife on the ground and defend myself going through there. I'm not just gonna videotape everything and run. It's stupid.
Well, what was the IGN number for the review number for?
It's 5.9, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, it got pretty bad reviews.
What did you like better, Destiny or Alien Isolation?
Alicia just gave us a look.
Oh, you heard the sigh?
I'm so sick of hearing about
her sigh is like the wind from the north.
Not even. And I was just about to commend you, Elvin, for not making 2 really bad puns.
Yeah.
I was gonna give you props for that, and then you had to bring up Destiny.
Yeah.
Well, dude, my question would be.
Wait. I'm still waiting for the answer to my question.
Destiny is a better game.
Okay. Why?
Because Destiny has replayability, and the frustrating parts about Destiny aren't that it's mechanically flawed, just that the game itself has repetitive content.
Got it. So you don't like Destiny?
Next question, callers. No,
here's my thing: is that you wouldn't play PT with us, but you would play Alien.
PT is 1,000 times the thing about PT. Right now, here's the deal. When I played Silent Hill, the first one for the first time, right? That was a brand new feeling of horror. I felt like it just scared me so much, and the reason why is right. I think by the time Silent Hill 1 came out, I'm looking at Elvin to verify this information.
Yeah.
I think by the time Silent Hill 1 came out, by the time Silent Hill 1 came out, I think Resident Evil 1 definitely came out, and I think Resident Evil 2 came out. I can't be sure, but in Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2, you're like, oh no, look at all these zombies, and it's totally scary. It's a very immersive feeling, but you know why there's zombies. Like, you know there's a T virus, some type of scientist. With Silent Hill, you don't know. And
Silent Hill was scary, dude.
Silent Hill,
I remember the intro to that and walking through the town.
Super fog.
Oh, dude, terrible.
Yeah, so
terrible.
Like, I will forever be more, and I think this is probably just part of the human condition, is you're always kind of more afraid of something like a supernatural thing that doesn't have an explanation versus, okay, this is just an alien. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. And the thing is with PT was like, if anyone has played PT and knows like all the little things that happen, when Sarah first like comes out during PT, that, I mean, I can't speak about this because I haven't beat Alien Isolation, but I gather that scene is more terrifying than anything that has happened in Alien Isolation. Like Alien Isolation has like tensity, like it's intensity, and it's like super tense moments where it's like, oh, I wonder if I get caught, and then you'll hear a noise and you'll kind of startle. But PT and Silent Hill has pure like dread, just like complete fear. So it's less about getting startled. So
I
didn't think that was scary at all.
Shut up.
PT?
No, when I played PT, there was one part. I guess I did a couple things, and I started to figure out what the hell I got to do next, because I already opened, got to the bathroom, saw the fetus, blah blah blah. Okay, didn't know what to do, left, and again, you got to start again. So I go and look at the pictures next to the phone. All of a sudden, Sarah pops out of nowhere and says, "Hey, what's up?" And then, like, bam, like, I'm unconscious again. That was kind of crazy.
Hey, what kind of car do you drive, Aaron?
PT Limited Edition Cruiser 02.
Ooh. Coincidence? Yeah. I think not.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I've been playing.
Kojima planned it all.
Yeah, and Kojima, and that's another thing.
That's what I was gonna say. That was the other thing. Kojima is a madman. So whatever is in that man's mind frightens me.
Yeah, no, like,
so yeah, if you know it's Kojima, then you anticipate, like, okay, I better be ready for this, right?
I mean, and there's no anticipation for it. That's the thing.
You don't know.
I get what you're saying, but like,
so ridiculous that and he's been saying for years, like, he's like, I'm bored with Metal Gear. Like, I'm bored with Metal Gear. I want to do something else. So this is like him, like, hey, I get to stretch my wings. Oh, also, let me sign up with Guillermo del Toro. Okay.
And Norman Reedus.
Yeah, this is gonna be. Oh, I hope you have a crossbow. I can't even like freaking conceptualize that game.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrifying. Yep. But what else am I playing? I got Nidhogg, but I haven't played it. Because Nidhogg is probably gonna be like one of the best local multiplayer games ever.
Have you done Have you tried the Bayonetta demo yet?
Not yet. We're gonna talk about Bayonetta a little bit later.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just
no, you're good. Anyways, that's what I've been playing. Alicia, Aaron, which one of you would like to take over?
Well, I basically wanted to unlock some more galaxies in Super Mario Galaxy. So I went ahead and played it. Man, that game is so much fun to still play, dude.
Yeah.
I decided to take out Donkey Kong Returns and then put in the Super Mario Galaxy and just go further with that game. And I just love it, dude. It just brings me back. It's so easy. It's challenging sometimes, but it's a fun challenge and it makes you want to do more. To me, it's just a perfect game. And so I went back and played that a little bit. Of course, I did a little bit of Destiny before I came over just to see what else. And I got a problem.
Sorry to hear,
man, dude. One of my biggest problems with Destiny.
We'll make it short, Alicia.
Yeah, we always talk about the loot. Yeah. You can have better gear and you unlock something and it's worse gear. It's like, well, that's stupid, dude.
Yeah, and then
and so I was like, this is neat. But you don't know if it's good or bad. You got to go to the tower because it's encrypted. So you spend like 5 minutes trying to get there. You realize, oh my gosh, this is crappier gear than what I got. Let's go back into this Crucible or wherever I'm going. So
Aaron, you're bringing up all of my frustration for that game.
Yeah, again. I'm sorry,
but Alicia is gonna like sever us in half with a sword.
Well, it's still a relatively new game, and they're doing.
No, it just like I think like 2 days ago was its 1 month anniversary.
Yeah,
like
and they're going to be doing more stuff with weapons in the game, and you can customize it more. But whatever.
But I was gonna say your weapons complaint that happens in a lot of games. I mean that happens in Diablo 3 all the time.
It wasn't a weapon complaint.
Right,
well,
no, because you said when you unlock something, it's weaker than what you have. That happens constantly in Diablo 3.
I'm gonna practice self-control and not go too far in depth with this. Alicia,
do we need to count again?
You and I have played Diablo. I'm trying to keep this very short.
We have played Diablo finally,
and I'm pretty sure you've played Borderlands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The difference between that and Destiny is Aaron's talking about when he gets a weapon and it's like, oh cool, and then he goes and gets it decrypted and they're like, oh, it sucks. Here's the thing about that: it takes so much effort to get a drop in that game that when it's not worth your time, you've wasted so much time. Like,
yeah, and you can find out if it's good or bad in instant in Diablo 3. You just you hit the square and then it loads up or something.
Yeah,
what to do?
Compares.
Bam. Okay, not cool. Oh, great. I got a good weapon. Moving on. Destiny's like, oh, hold on, bro. It takes like 5-10 minutes to find out what you really got.
Yeah, you gotta go into your loading screen to get to the you gotta go into your manage screen. Then go to the orbit, which takes 4.5 hours, and then another 4.5 hours to get to the tower.
Yeah,
it's a mess. But anyways,
tell me what you really think.
I'm gonna stop. I want to say something about Mario Galaxy. You're talking about how amazing it is, man. A lot of people feel that way, and I liked it. My only problem with Mario Galaxy, seriously, like Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 are like 9.99s for me.
Yeah.
The one thing that I would have maybe like 9.5.
Well, you gonna bring us some sunshine stuff?
Kind of.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's the deal. Is that Mario 64 was hard. Once you finish the first, I don't remember, Bomb World, the very first world, it starts getting a little bit harder. Once you get into Jolly Roger's Bay, which is like the third world, the underwater one, it starts getting difficult.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're at the pyramid place like this, the sands, like it's super hard. Sunshine was insanely hard. And Galaxy and Galaxy 2, they were awesome. But they were pretty simple. Like I would have liked a little bit more challenge. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, you try to get all the stars." I like more direct, instead of arbitrary challenge where it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, if you play blindfolded, it's going to be a whole lot harder." Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. But so I loved it. I just would have liked it to be a little bit tougher. That's my issue. And then, I mean, kind of with the next big one, which is Mario 3D World or 3D Land, whichever, the one for Wii U. It's kind of the same thing where it wasn't really hard, but the difficulty, the stupid mechanic they introduced is what made it hard. And it was
You're talking about Super Mario Bros. U,
not Wii U.
No,
the Super Mario 3D, the one we played and you weren't too fond of.
Oh, you talking about 3D? The
3D Land or 3D World, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. I love it actually, but the problem is like you have to collect green stars on the side. And those unlock new worlds. So if you get to the next world but you haven't got enough, you have to go back. It's like it's a stupid challenge.
Yeah.
But anyways, have you been playing anything else, or are we going to talk to the Sage?
I want to get back into Titanfall. I just Destiny won't let me do it right now.
You're not going to get back into Titanfall because in like a little over 2 weeks is Call of Duty. And then very soon after that is Halo 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the MCC won't let me be. Or let me be me, so let me see.
Gravel Pit.
Like, no. Yeah.
MCC Master Chief Collection out there, if y'all didn't know.
No, I knew what song you were talking about, too. I just couldn't remember the rest of the words because Eminem's a madman. But
yeah, then MCC, yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I definitely understand.
Like it's funny because I was excited for it. I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like it's cool, novel, nostalgic thing. But like I seen a lot of like footage, and I don't even care about this stuff of like the 1080p like 60 frame gameplay. Let me take that back because I still don't care or can tell the difference between 1080p. But the 60 frames gameplay makes Halo look like a completely different game.
Yeah,
because Halo 2, 3, all of them. Those were the FPSs I played until Modern Warfare came along.
Yeah, of course.
And then I played Modern Warfare, which is a lot more like bam, 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 bam like super fast paced and everything. Yeah. And then I remember getting frustrated with Modern Warfare and be like, I took that out and put Halo 3 back in. Yeah. And then you realize how like astonishingly slow Halo is, which is not a bad thing. That's just its style.
You can't go back and forth on multiplayer online. You're just gonna get your butt kicked. I learned that a long time ago, man. Yeah, so it's gonna take a good 30 minutes or so.
Yeah. But anyways, Miss Game Sage, what have you been playing?
I've been working my way through the new Diablo 3, the 2.1 patch, which is amazing. The greater rifts are insane. And so me and my boys have been running through that in multiplayer. And it's so dumb. Like, we're just, at this point, we're just like, it's nothing. We can't even see where we are on the screen because we're destroying people so hard. That is just like, I was like, I don't know where I am. I'm just standing somewhere, but I'm just going to keep poisoning people and throwing orbs of ice. Like, I don't know. And my friend's like, I'm still going to keep throwing these spiders. Like, it's just,
I know, right?
It's just.
You're the witch doctor, huh?
No, he's a witch doctor.
Oh, okay. My friend.
And so it's just, they're, That game. That's like, it's been my favorite game so far.
Yeah, I
like
mean,
it's really good.
Hands down. Like, I can't not try to play with it, especially last week when they had double like loot goblins. So we're just like cornering loot goblins because we tried to get back to the their portal of treasures, which is real interesting or whatever. But we didn't get it to spawn at all. Yeah. So we're kind of disappointed in that. So that, and then I downloaded Dust.
Real quick, before we move to Dusk, I just say something about Diablo.
Yes.
I like a lot of our listeners. I really want to get Elvin into video games. I like finding video games he could potentially be interested in, and I kind of built up Diablo 3. I was like, man, I put like 30 or 40 hours on it at least on PC, and then I put more on PS3. But this PS4 one has like more content and better graphics, blah blah blah. And he was like, I was playing at his house, and he hadn't seen it, and he just walked in. And for anyone who's played this game enough, he saw I was doing a rift with like 4 people, and we were at like 99%. Yeah. So it was like complete chaos.
God. Yeah.
And he was like, he just looked. He was like, "What is this?" I was like, "It's Diablo." He's like, "What's going on?"
And then I held on to Zach. It's like, just hold on.
Yeah.
And then it's just like all these. He was like, "What's happening?" I was like, "Don't look in the eyes."
The Rift Guardian has arrived. And then you're just like, oh damn.
Was that the game where the boss was in the middle and you're kind of running around trying to kill it?
I think so. That sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
because really because you have to get it up to 100%, and then the Rift Guardian shows up.
Yeah, and then I was playing
crazy with the new patch where you're sitting there and it's timed, because now with the greater rifts it's timed, whereas before it wasn't. So you're sitting there trying to make your way through all these rifts and you're watching the timer go, and in the very beginning of everything, I guess we're in like a level 6, like that was the first rift we did, like was a level 6, and we're just like, okay, we want to get to the Rift Guardian before the time hits the halfway mark. But as we kept going, and then like at the end, you get to choose if you want a legendary to upgrade your legendary jewel, which is what drops, or if you want the next key to another greater rift. So we would decide all together, okay, we're gonna do the next rift. Oh, okay, we're gonna try to upgrade a jewel, or so on and so forth. So then as time went on, and we started getting better and better and better and better jewels, and then we started getting better keys. Then slowly we kept seeing the timer creep up on us. It got a lot harder, so we could tell that the game was actually like scaling to our skill level, since we were destroying everybody in the beginning.
Yeah, that's
great.
Then towards the end, we're just sitting there like, oh crap, look at the time. Oh my god, we gotta hurry up and beat this. We gotta hurry up and beat this. But good times.
Alicia, I would like to play with you.
Are we friends on PSN?
No. But we can be.
Yeah.
I
at me because Zach came and played with us the other. Zach came and played with us the other day.
All right, all right. I'm gonna make this really quick. Okay, how that happened was I was like, hey, I have free time for the first time in a while. I just booted up the PS4. I was like, let's see what Destiny's up to. And then like the way the way these systems work, they show almost like a wallpaper while the game is loading up. And I saw Destiny, I was like, nope. And then I was just like, no, I don't want to do it. So I'm gonna play Diablo, and I'm glad with my decision.
And you're like, oh wait, Alicia's here.
Yeah, and I was like, and I would like to backtrack to what I was saying a little bit about the whole Elvin. When Elvin walked in and saw me playing, I was playing as a Crusader, and they're like super flashy.
Oh my god!
So it's just like
Crusaders are dumb.
It's like
I'm a Crusader. Yeah.
I mean, like I can only imagine what's going on in his mind. It's like stimuli overload. It's just like for some reason I just hop on a horse that's on fire.
Yeah.
And I start running.
That's what I do.
That's
what I do.
God.
But anyways,
and they have holy chains now.
Yeah, like it's drag them.
Because I am a wizard, I have to stay away. I have to be a ranged character because I will die immediately. And my friend is a Crusader, so what he was
gets in there, huh?
Is he was jumping on his horse, and he has this thing where he has these holy chains, and then all of a sudden he's dragging all these. He's like, "Oh, hey guys, here I am," and then he dragged like 4 enemies. I was like, "Dude!" And I ended up trapped behind them and just died. I was like, God, David! Like I was just like going off. He's like, "Sorry," and you see nothing but glowing horses and golden chains everywhere.
Golden.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask what days do you usually play? I know that you have
we play like every night.
Really?
Almost. We get into a Google Hangout and it's just like, you guys want a Diablo? Like, yeah. And then like we just all jump in and start going with chaos.
I want to record a compilation of like you guys just playing that. And then just have the boys are back in town playing in the background.
Thin Lizzy.
The boys are back in town. Greater Nephilim riffs.
Gravel pit.
No, that's the reason why I want to get a PS TV because I want to just put it on my big screen TV because I have my little PlayStation corner and then I have my Xbox and Wii corner. But
so you remote play.
Yeah, remote play. I'd rather just sit on the couch and
it's
PS TV that way.
It's one of those games where you don't have to think, and that's what makes it so good. You just push the button. Like I could be going over Jade's homework with her, and I'm just like, like, and I'm like looking, and I'm giving her spelling words, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, I'm a siren now, and everything is exploding around me. But hey, like, how do you spell school? And then she's like spelling school. Like, okay, good.
Yeah. No, it's funny because like just to backtrack. I mean, just to highlight what both of you guys are saying is I don't like remote play because it's like. I mean, the games most of the time aren't optimized for it.
Yeah.
But Diablo is one of those games I could totally remote play on my Vita because it's not like it's like anything I'm doing matters.
Yeah.
I'm just like pressing buttons and explosions are happening. But anyways, talk to us about Dust.
Dust in Elysian Tale is interesting. I really like the game. It's free on PlayStation Plus right now if you have it.
I downloaded it too.
PS4.
And I always wanted to play it, and I got to play it. It's really combo based, so it kind of reminds me of Guacamelee. I never played Guacamelee. It reminds.
I did.
There you go, Elvin. Something you can.
We gotta get you a PS4 so you can play a free game.
Guacamelee or I can't even think of the name of the game. We were talking about it before. It was on GameCube, but it's not the same, so I can't even use that comparison.
Oh, now this is gonna bug me out.
Now it's gonna bug you.
Oh.
God, Beautiful Joe.
Okay, yes.
There we
go. That is a very fair comparison.
Deep Pool. So like Beautiful Joe, there's all these different things, and you play. Everything's furry, so it's like you play as a furry, literally, not like a person in a costume, but you're an actual factual furry. And it just. The thing that bugs me about the game, like the story's kind of interesting, and it literally is you button mashing for the most part. But I hate the map on it.
Yeah, the map is
like
weird.
and for a majority of me playing this game and talking to me and Zach like having Facebook messengers thing, and I'm just like screaming F this map for the majority because they give you this map and it doesn't even help you for the most part, like at all, and you can't really like they'll just highlight, okay, yeah, you were in this room, yeah, this, yeah, that, but the way it's set up, it just makes no sense. It's nothing but just squares like clear squares, and it doesn't mark anything properly except that, oh, hey, there was a save state here, or there was a treasure chest in this room, and that's about it.
Yeah, if memory serves correct, I played this game, I want to say like a year ago. It's been a while. But if memory serves correct, I remember the map being super frustrating because it would be like, they had like, the legend had like 3 things.
Yeah.
There's something here, or like 4. There's something here. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
You got what's here and save.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I know there's something there, but that doesn't help me.
That doesn't help me.
Because there's a lot of somethings in the world. Like eventually you get like all these different skills that could potentially break down walls or allow you to fly higher than usual. And it's like, how, like, especially for a completionist, I am not, but especially for a completionist who's like, okay, I know there's something like next to me, but it doesn't do anything to let you know of that, you know?
And it's irritating too because you have your little companion with you,
who's
Fidget.
also a furry.
Yeah, a flying furry. You have Fidget with you, and she can tell if there's treasure. But what they don't tell you is, like, she'll be like, oh, there's treasure here. And so you're like, okay, you're looking for a treasure chest because when they introduce you to the game, they show you that, okay, this is where treasure chest, this is how you find things. But it'll still tell you there's treasure if it's just keys for the treasure chest. So you're sitting there racking your brain trying to find a treasure chest, and it's just like, oh, no, it's just a key.
I was like, no, you got it 3.5 hours ago. I don't know what you're looking for.
And even if you collect it, she'll still tell you, she won't tell you exactly where the treasure is. It's if you're on that level. So then she'll tell you, because it's not really a side scroller, but I can't really describe the level design.
I mean, it's a side scroller, but it's kind of like a multi-plane side scroller.
Yeah, it's like a multi-plane side scroller, because you can, like, literally, the story is scrolling with you regardless of like where you're going, and so she'll tell you like, oh, there's a treasure here on this level, and even if you collected it already, she's still telling you that there's treasure there.
Yeah.
I played a side scroller game today.
What'd you play?
I have Mozilla Firefox as one of my browsers.
Oh, Humble Bundle.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, really?
I played 3 levels really quick. You can use your keyboard, and it looks like a little Zelda thing. It's really cool.
So
Mozilla Firefox, go to it. You can actually play the whole game online for free.
What he's talking about is, for those of you who are aware of the Humble Bundle, they'll have like 5 indie games for sale super duper cheap, and
a lot of time you can name your own price on them.
Yeah,
and they'll if you pay a little bit above the average, they'll throw in like 6 more games.
Yeah.
My price was 0.
Yeah. So, but this is the story behind this. Is Humble Bundle? They have these they have these indie games, and they're like, all right, if you pay $5, you'll get all these games. And like how Alicia was talking about, if you spend anything above that, we'll throw in like 2 extra games or like a soundtrack for these games. Yeah. And all that money goes to charity. You can choose which charity your money goes to. So I love the Humble Bundle, but this time they did they do like 3 a week or something. Sometimes mobile bundles.
They'll have book bundles.
Yeah, they'll have everything. But this time, it was like the first time they did a browser one. So I think what Elvin played is Dust Force.
Yeah, probably.
Does that sound right?
You're
playing as a dude with a broom?
Yeah.
I think the guys at the PlayStation marketing team called it a sweep. Like, there's a term, beat 'em up, like Final Fight.
Yeah.
Beat 'em up games. They called it a sweep 'em up because you have a broom in it, and that's what you're doing. But anyways.
Double Dragon.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Nice. Good job. Good job. Pit. Yeah. Hashtag gravel pit. Mixtape coming out in 2017.
Elvin's Double Dragon gravel pit.
But yeah, Dust is awesome.
Yeah. And then there's only one tiny problem that I encountered with it. Because like you, I wanted to complete it and I kept playing it. And it's not, I don't know if it's the game itself or it's Sony. What it had to do with it being downloaded. I got to this point in the story where it's really dramatic, and I found out exactly who I am because my character has amnesia. My character doesn't know, blah, blah, blah. So I go through this thing where I fight my way up this giant snow-covered mountain. Then I had to do this. I finally had to save, and I had to do this this battle against like these 3 soldiers, all this stuff. I go into this house. I find out all this information. It's like heavy stuff. They tell me all the stuff. And then right when I'm like, okay, like where do we go next? Time to complete the chapter. Mm-hmm. I get hit with the CS whatever error. And I'm like, wait, what? And it's like, boom, CS blah, blah, blah error. And it kicks me out of the game.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, huh? And so then I tried it again that night. Did the same thing. I had to go back up, fight these 3 soldiers, go through all the dialogue trees, because it's a lot of dialogue when they finally tell you all this information. So it's like a bunch of it.
You drive back to the office and you open the supercomputers and you start reprogramming the game.
I was gonna say she opens up her closet and then a flying carpet comes out. Yeah.
And then I go through it again. I go through all that information. I sit there, I listen, blah blah, blah, and then boom, CS, same error. So then I went to my computer, I looked it up, and a lot of people were saying that some people were getting that error with Shadows of Mordor. Some people were getting like that error with all sorts of stuff. And apparently it's like a save corruption error, I guess, for some things. And I'm looking at the game and it says that like it's 61% complete. And I'm like, oh, F this. I'm not doing this again. If I can't figure this out, I'm not going through this whole entire thing again, because I've been going through like a completionist. I'm doing all the missions. I'm like saving all these side quests. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm not going to go through all that again. So what I ended up doing is I went back in, and instead of doing the same exact thing I did last time, I jumped a couple other places. I opened another chest. I did like all this little stuff. And then I fought the soldiers, did all that. And luckily it let me pass that, because if it didn't, I was gonna scream. Like I was that close to just like losing my mind.
You're gonna fire everyone that worked on the game?
Yeah,
basically. Like I was super hot, because a lot of people said they couldn't fix the problem. Like when I was looking up online, they're like, oh yeah, no, I couldn't fix the problem. And then I tried to play Road Not. That's what I did. I tried to play Road Not Taken and finally finish it. Like I was like, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and finish this game, because I only got to like year 3 in that game or whatever.
Yeah, I played it for 5 seconds. I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, okay, year 3. But then when I got that error, I'm like, yeah, let me try this. And then I was just like, I'm not gonna finish this game ever. Yeah, that's what it turned. It literally turned into, this is interesting. And then I went to YouTube to see how it ended. And I'm glad that I did not finish that game.
Wait, what? Road Not Taken? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about
Dust.
No.
Dust.
Did you finish Dust?
No, I haven't finished it yet, but I fixed it. So I'm like, okay, at least my save isn't corrupted anymore or whatever, and I can move on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ruin anything for Dust. Like if you have a PS4, Aaron, you'll dig it. Especially it's a free game.
I downloaded it.
Yeah. Play it. Like I mean, like everyone's furries, which is really hard to process. But
it looks gorgeous though.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Like
the art style is super cool.
So if you're not familiar with the term furry, it's like a humanoid that is like kind of takes the qualities of a particular animal, and it's just like it's kind of weird. It's just like I mean, this is a hard stretch to make, but in like Skyrim and Elder Scrolls, where like you'll be like a lizard, you'll have the body of a man, but you'll have like a lizard head for whatever reason. So everyone is kind of like furries in it. So it's a little. It's a little.
They all look like foxes.
Yeah,
it's basically they look like walking.
But then, if memory serves correct, there's like soldiers that look like they have like dog type faces.
I haven't seen any of the soldiers'
maybe
faces. I've just seen like Dust and the people, the village that he saves. They all look just like kind of like fox or coyote people or whatever. Yeah. And then like there's the mud pot people who just look like little trolls.
Yeah.
And then the soldiers, and then there's like one human, and that's like the bad guy, and you're just like, okay, human bad guy, how's it going?
But like the thing about that game is like the whole furry thing can make it look kind of like kitty but man, that game is deep.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of dark things in it, and it has there's like genocide.
Yeah. And like that's why I was getting bummed out, because every time I had to go through that story, I had to go through it 3 times. I'm just like, this is really, really sad. I get to learn
like
about
the character
development
killed. In that game is awesome. The music is awesome. And like you're going to know what I'm referring to, but there is a specific character that says a very intense piece of dialogue right before the final fight, and it just gives me chills. It's like it's such a well done game. It's just it's odd. Anyways,
so it's not Stick It to the Man, because that sucked.
I mean, Stick It to the Man. I don't know if Stick It to the Man necessarily sucked. It was just hyper weird. Like
it was so weird. It was so weird that I just stopped playing. I was like, this is
like because it was like there's weird games. Metrico is a weird game, but I loved Metrico. But Stick It to the Man didn't really. It was weird. Plus, it didn't really feel like a video game. I don't know. It was a mess. Anyways, we're gonna get into news.
News. Angry news, man.
No. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
You know what? I think Zach's in a good mood, so I don't think you get Zach angry.
No. Elvin, you are such an enabler, and you don't even realize it.
No, he realizes it. He
you
just
said
wants to
that,
watch
and now Aaron's walking around. Oh man, how am I gonna make him mad?
I am thinking.
First piece of news.
Too late.
Nope. First piece of news. Today, I believe.
Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah, spoiler alert. The EA Vault, that's the $30 a year service that EA put out for Xbone.
It has to be $40 really. If that's $5.99 a month, right? So a little more than that.
But if you
you're right. $30 a year.
If you buy by the year, yeah,
you're right.
You get Plants vs. Zombies.
Just released
Garden Warfare, yeah. And I mean, like, when we first talked about the EA Vault, right? I was like, it's all right, whatever. But once they added, I mean, I was like, the game that had me, I mean, a lot of people like Battlefield. I'm kind of like, But the game that had me was Peggle. Peggle is the best casual game ever, Peggle 2. And
I was
like, yeah, and then they added Need for Speed. I was like, that's the closest I'm gonna get to a burnout. Yeah, it is officially worth it. And then they add Plants vs. Zombies.
It's worth it, dude.
Now here's the thing about Plants vs. Zombies: Garden Warfare. When I got my Xbone, it was when Titanfall came out.
Yeah, right.
And I got Titanfall.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, that's true. I had to stop and think.
That is accurate.
Yeah, I had to stop and think because
he got the Titanfall bundle.
Oh yeah, because I was forced to get it by somebody by the super hype machine that's called Zach.
Right.
No, you were forced to get it by the impulse buy called Elvin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. The lack of self-control.
Now or never.
So I got Titanfall.
Gotta buy this now because no other Xboxes will exist.
Yeah, this is the only Xbox left in the world.
Zach told me it was the last one they're ever gonna make, and Titanfall's the greatest game ever. That's a direct quote from Zach Roberts, our host of our show here.
You can't really blame him though. Because
no, you can't blame me because I never said that. He is.
Well, he did say that the hype was too strong, bro. Before the game came out, right now marketing is so awesome for video games that the hype is so up there that you're just more times than not going to be let down.
Yeah, like
you're going to be let down, and that's what's going on.
Just like I was.
Yeah.
Right. And my wallet was let down.
All right, guys.
In the words of the great Flavor Flav, don't believe the hype.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, gravel pit.
We miss
Check
you,
out my
Flavor
gravel
Flav.
pit.
Come back.
He's not dead.
I didn't say he was. I just meant that he isn't currently with us.
Flavor
Flav.
We've never had him with us.
I would be awesome if we got a knock on the door. It was Nelly and Flavor Flav.
Oh, man.
We'd be like, why are you here?
Why are you guys hanging out together? What's going on?
Right? Like,
seriously. It's not maybe like, isn't this cool? Like, no. There's too many questions. Why are you hanging out and why are you here?
He had Band-Aids and I had clocks, so, we hung out.
I'd rather have Warren G and Nate Dogg open the door and say hi.
We miss you, Warren G.
Warren G and Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg. Hey, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg.
Did he die?
Yeah,
like 09 or 010 or 11.
What? He died like 2 years
ago. For one,
ago.
010 isn't a thing.
Yeah,
2010, bro.
No, 010
I think he died in
He died like 2 years ago.
No, it was more than a heart complication.
It was either like a stroke or a heart attack or something.
It wasn't anything like drugs.
It wasn't drugs or gangs or anything like that.
Yeah, no, like
it was crazy.
He had a history of like stroke. What are we
Seizures.
talking about right now?
I think it was a seizure.
Hey, nobody did it better.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I'm just okay to bring it back together. I would just be worried if he showed up because I don't mess with zombies.
Yeah,
Plant versus Zombies.
There we go. Wow, that was awesome.
Oh, give her a little pinch on the nerve.
I mean, I don't care for the dead joke, but yeah, I like the segue. Thank you for that.
This game, dude, this game, $30 is alone worth it.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that when I got my Xbone. I'm still appreciating that segue. Thank you for that, Alicia. That was going to be a horrible slippery slope. Is when I got my Xbone, I got Titanfall that came with the bundle, and then I spent an extra $30 on Plants vs. Zombies. Now I say this with reserves. I think I enjoyed Plants vs. Zombies more in a lot of ways because I mean Titanfall. Aaron can vouch for this because Aaron has put like 9,000 hours in Titanfall.
That I did.
I think in Titanfall, right, when you unlock your Titans, you unlock all that. The best primary gun is the gun you start out with, the carbine. The best Titan is probably the Titan you start out with. Like, there isn't much to like lead up to. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and like at least for me, I'm a very progress-driven player. You know what I mean? Like, I love, like, the thing that is always, like, one of my favorite things about games is if I'm having, like, difficulty with something, and then I come back later when my character's stronger, and I just, like, blow through it. Yeah. I love that, and I love the idea of progress. With Titanfall, you're kind of, there's stuff to unlock, but it's kind of, like, not better. So it's kind of like you're just improving your score and getting better at the game, but that's about it.
Getting new burn cards
Which is, I mean, but like burn cards are temporary.
I understand. I understand what you're saying.
But the thing about Plants vs. Zombies is Plants vs. Zombies, you start out with, I think you have 4 plants. I think you have 4 plants and 4 zombies, if memory serves correct. But, like, you keep unlocking stuff. So, for instance, you'll have your pea shooter plant, which is like the standard plant. And he shoots out peas. He's kind of like he has an assault rifle. That's all he can do. Then after you complete a challenge that might be like, get 10 headshots, then your character will level up and you'll unlock a new skill. And then you'll have another level. You unlock that. You get a new skill. Then you get a variation on the entire class. So it might be like a flaming whatchamacallit. There's so much to that game and there's so many different modes. Like, they just put out, like, I think a week ago, or they announced it, a new game update that has like a new map and a new mode, and then like new types of zombies and new types of plants. I mean, they're variations of like the starting 4 or whatever, starting 3 or starting 4, but they did that for free. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's awesome. And like when I stopped playing that game, like there was still so much more to that game that is appealing enough for me to go back and play it. Yeah. But there's also just like so much more since then. There's been like 2 major updates, and it's not like an update like, oh, okay, we fixed this problem. They're like, we created a new mode. We have new like turrets you can post. Like, they're like plants. It's such an awesome game. And that being on it, and like for some context, I think Plants vs. Zombies costs $30 on Xbox Live right now.
Yeah.
So you can do that. Or buy the EA subscription and get that and 6 other games. Granted, it's only for a year, but still, you're probably not going to be playing any of these games longer than a year.
Is Crazy Ed in that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like, they have a standard Plants vs. Zombies mode, and I think it's Crazy Dave.
Oh, sorry, Crazy Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to offend him now.
No, I literally know the voice actor of that guy. That's what I'm like.
It's funny because that's the type of character. That's the type of character I don't think would really have a voice actor, because it's kind of just like grunts.
Yeah, he talked about that, how it's actually really hard. But he also voices a bunch of people in the new Final Fantasy game, Type 0.
Shouts out to Type 0.
No, Zach, you said 4 games. You said 4 games a year, right?
Wait, what?
Did I hear you say 4 games a year with EA Vault?
I thought it was monthly, or they've been doing it on a month by month basis so far. I don't know if they talked about their plans.
Because right now it'd be 5 games they got going right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, that also takes in consideration. They just started out with 4. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. I mean,
so we'll see.
Well, the thing is they're saying you're going to have access to their entire EA Vault on Xbox One. That was, as they add more games to it, you have that access. So I think I think they're going to add probably most likely Titanfall to it next year, probably.
They probably will. I mean, I think this was Titanfall's last DLC. So,
do they ever talk about how it's good, how it's doing? Financially, like, no. Is it doing well?
So these types of services, right? They kind of like PlayStation Plus.
They never tell you.
They never tell you. Like,
they'll tell you how many subscribers, in those calls or whatever. They'll talk about like, oh, we have this many people who signed up. We have this many people using our service, but they never specifically give out like financial numbers or anything.
Yeah, like, I mean, and that's the interesting thing is like the whole PlayStation Plus, Elvin. The way it works is every month they put out 2 free games for PS4, 2 free games for PS3, and 2 free games for Vita. Mm-hmm. Now, the question is, how much do they pay the developers to give their game out for free for a month?
Yeah.
And what is further interesting is there's a game called Don't Starve, which I love. Don't Starve came out, and the day it came out, it was free. So for the first month it was out, it was free. So a lot of journalists have asked a question like, hey, how much do you guys pay them? Because it has to be enough to offset however much they're going to be, however much they would make, you know what I mean? And they just kind of like, oh, look at that turtle.
We can't talk about it.
You know what I mean?
You know. Yeah.
So, anyways.
Oh, that's what else. I played Spelunky too, because that was free. That was free on PSN.
I haven't played it yet. I want to because
you can die a lot in that game.
Yeah, everyone compares it to Rogue Legacy.
It's literally a roguelike, and you constantly. I got bit by a spider. I got shot with an arrow. It's frustrating, but it's the Dark Souls. It's like a Dark Souls game, kind of, but not really.
New Xbox bundle got announced recently.
Ooh.
I don't know why. Like he was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that same grunt." But anyways, it is going to be out in November. I don't think they gave a specific date in November. So it is for Assassin's Creed Unity.
And
that was Jinx.
You also get Black Flag with it as well.
Yes, you do. You get Black Flag, and I think, which is kind of cool that they're doing this. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe they said they're going to be selling 2 SKUs, which is one without the Kinect and one with the Kinect.
Yeah, I think it's November. I want to say November 21st.
I mean, it probably comes out when the game comes out, but I mean, I think the game, they've changed the date.
Birthday present for Zach.
I'm down.
All right.
My birthday is on Thanksgiving this year. And I don't know how I feel about that. Just kidding. I totally know how I feel about it. It's horrible.
It's delicious.
But yeah,
delicious.
Your birthday's gonna be delicious.
It's gonna be $400 for the one without the Kinect, but it includes the 2 games. Or it's gonna be $500 for the one with the Kinect, and it includes
the 2 games.
That's a good deal.
So
yeah. No. I mean,
it's no Titanfall bundle.
That's that's interesting because they also have the American Assassin's Creed bundle coming out.
America. Yeah.
The All American bundle where it's what is it? Liberation? Where it's Liberation, Assassin's Creed 3 HD remake, Elvin. Liberation, Assassin's Creed 3,
and Black Flag.
And Black Flag.
It's called I think it's called the
American.
It's called the America's Collection. I was like,
it's called the Rip Off America Collection. Yeah. When we keep releasing HD remakes.
That's not gonna sell.
Of games that came out less than 2 years ago.
Well, most people hated 3, so it doesn't.
I loved 3.
Really?
But I loved 3. But the reason why that's not going to sell, right? A little thing called Assassin's Creed Fatigue.
Is it 3? Or no? Am I thinking 4?
You're right. 3 wasn't.
Which one had Connor in it?
3. Wait, Connor. Yeah, 3.
Connor was 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because Black Flag is 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
But most people hated Connor.
I think all 3 of those games come out on the same day, which is Assassin's Creed Unity, which is the French Revolution one. Mm-hmm. Assassin's Creed Rogue, which is, I don't know the time period, but you play as a Templar hunting assassins, and then the other 3. I mean, the other game that includes 3. It's just like, it's too much.
Well, that's coming out in November then?
I think all 3 of those are coming out on the same day.
I'll just pick up Grand Theft Auto 5 instead. That's probably what I'm going to do.
Is that an HD remake?
Oh, you best believe it.
Could I ask a question? Is there an excuse for any developer now releasing a game to release an HD remake after a game comes out now, like in this period of time?
Here's the thing.
My question
do you
makes sense?
mean
your question
do you
makes
mean
perfect
on
sense.
this system, like on the current gen, or from last gen?
At this current point.
At this current point.
Is there a reason for people to make HD remakes?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
If a game would be released today, is there any possibility of that game being released this point in time? Is there any possibility it would have an HD remake in the future?
I don't think so.
It being released
you
now.
mean in the next console cycle, or are you talking about in
the same console cycle?
In this current one?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it might be included in a collection.
Okay,
but I don't think...
no, I'm not gonna say no because like the pre-sequel is out, but that's only for PS3 and Xbox 360. Yeah. So there is a possibility that if that game does well enough, 2K Australia might decide, okay, it did well enough. Okay, we can put it. We can put it now on current.
Let me know
consoles.
when that happens, so I could just kill someone.
Why?
Well, because HD remakes is the end of the world. It
isn't.
No. It is. I agree.
Because you could release a game right now. Yeah. Do it in HD. Make it in HD.
Well, because when the development cycle started, it was probably before they were able to release it.
Trash. Don't release an HD remake.
There is a barrier.
Don't do it. You're doing it for money.
There's a barrier that's blocking you two from understanding one another, and that's this.
The table?
And the mic.
Borderlands is a game that came out yesterday. Tuesday. And that game came out yesterday, but it's only for PC, PS3, and Xbox 360. So it's not for the new systems. So with that, a lot of people are like, "Whoa, why didn't it come out on next gen?" Like why didn't it come out on next gen? So there's a lot of controversy with that. So it's totally possible that might make its way to PS4 or Xbox One in the future. But Assassin's Creed Unity, a game like that's coming out next month, not going to happen. It's not going to come back out.
Well, some of these games that they came out in the last gen, they're really meant for this gen. You know, a lot of these developers, they wanted to do so much more with the game, and now that they can. Yeah. And so sometimes they'll add more game modes to a game that they really couldn't do before.
Sorry, I just got a feeling that it's part of it's part of their business model.
No, it probably is. I mean, it's money. Whatever's gonna make you money, they're gonna do it. But you know, look, I stopped playing Grand Theft Auto 5 on my 360. For one, it took up a lot of my space. Yeah. It was, and sometimes it would lag a little bit. But I know that I'm not going to have that problem on the Xbox One. It's going to look even 10 times better, and I'm going to enjoy it. Plus, they're most likely going to release Heist, and everybody's waiting for that game mode to come out. Yeah. So I'm excited for Grand Theft Auto to come out on this new gen. I think this game is meant for this Xbox One or PS4. Yeah. And we're gonna see the best of its ability on this gem we got.
I'm going to punch you in HD.
Well, no, what you need to understand too is with development cycles and stuff like that, if you start something, if they started like with GTA 5, they started building that game on those systems. Like, it's not that easy to just go, oh, there's a new system announced? Okay, let's rip all this out and throw it over here.
What you normally could do is just right-click save as, like, Xbox.
It doesn't work that way.
Or don't release an HD remake to make more money, or release it in a very discounted rate.
I fully agree with that.
Well, some people did that. Like with what game was that?
Last of Us was $10.
Last of Us was $10 off, or some
GTA?
other games. They haven't announced any of that stuff yet.
Okay, let's make a guess. $60.
GTA 5 will most likely be $60.
Yeah, Rockstar knows they can get away with that. But like, there's other places where it was okay if you bought it. I can't think of. When the new systems launched, it was like if you bought it, you paid $5 and then you can.
Oh, they had
that wasn't so much an HD remake thing. Yeah, that was all the games.
That was just
all the third-party games.
That was the third-party games that came out. Yeah, so like when they came out on the other system, you can get them on your current system for like $5. You can just transfer everything over.
We could talk about HD remakes for hours. Yeah. I'll just say this, and I think most people. I mean, that sounds obnoxious. I think a lot of people agree with me that the one time everyone can agree that, and even if you don't like this game, this bargain is worth it. An HD remake is done right is Halo Master Chief Collection, because it's Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4, plus the TV series, plus the beta
to Halo 5.
To Halo 5 for $60.
I agree with it, because that's something that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
and people loved it. I mean, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Way back now, games that were made or released 8-9 months ago, and then they're releasing an HD version, that would drive me completely insane.
I fully agree. The only reason why I showed any interest for the Last of Us remake is because I didn't beat the Last of Us originally. But I mean, we can dislike them, but they're still gonna happen. Sleeping Dogs came out yesterday. Which,
I'm
cool with that because Sleeping Dogs was actually awesome and not enough people played it.
Yeah.
Anyways, next piece of news. Killer Instinct, because it's not a real game, exists in the form of seasons. The first season happened. Killer Instinct is free. They cycle in and out, I think every month. I don't know if they still do it. A free character, or if you spend, I think it's 20 or 30, you can unlock all the characters. That was apparently season 1. Now they've already showed some of the characters from season 2, but yesterday they released a launch trailer that shows everybody from season 2. Well, it doesn't show them. It shows 2 of them, and then it shows silhouettes for the others. Now, here's the problem with if anyone has played the old Killer Instinct games, the characters look so distinct that by showing a black silhouette, you know who that character is. For instance, one of the characters, unless they throw everyone for a curveball, one of the characters all they showed was a black silhouette. Was
Mario.
Pretty much. It was like a raptor. Now there's a character named Riptor. If that's not Riptor, I'm gonna lose my mind because he has like claws. His mouth is open. It's like, okay, I wonder, is that Glacier? You know, like that's Riptor. And then there's a dude named Cinder who is just like kind of like the Human Torch, but he's like more flamey. If that makes sense. They showed that silhouette of like a black silhouette character like flaming. It's like, all right, pretty sure that's Cinder.
Yeah.
Either that or just one of the other characters in the middle of getting incinerated.
Yeah, and then they showed like a silhouette of a gravel pit.
Yeah. A mixtape coming 2017.
Yeah.
Well, it's Iron Galaxy, so you never know.
Hey. Anyways, next piece of news. Drive Club. We meant to talk about this last week, but I forgot to put it on the docket. Drive Club was originally going to be a PS4 game. PS4 launch game, and everyone was like, oh, it's going to showcase how great the PS4 is. And they're like, hey, it's not going to come out at launch because we're having difficulty.
Yeah.
I mean...
That was that guy when he was on stage at E3 talking about it.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago before it came out. And he was just like talking about, you're going to love these cars. I love cars. And you're just like, dude, you're creeping me out.
I drive a car.
I heard this game looks
it was
beyond.
worse than that.
I heard it looks like beyond beautiful. I think
we won't know.
I heard from reviews I'm reading, it looks freaking beautiful.
I mean, and we won't know, and here's the reason why. When they talked about PlayStation Plus, because it's existed for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, they were like, before PS4 came out, they were like, you guys want to know what type of games you're going to get for PS4? Drive Club is going to be one of them. I mean, for PS Plus, Drive Club is going to be one of them. Everyone's like, cool. Yep. And then they're kind of like, well, it's going to be
and PlanetSide too.
Yeah, like, but the whole thing was they were like, yeah, it's going to come out, it's going to be awesome. And then they kind of backtracked and they were like, oh, well, we got to delay it because it still has technical difficulties, but they never gave a date towards it.
Nope.
Or they did eventually, but it took a long, long time.
Classic Drive Club.
And yeah, classic
Drive Club.
And then after a while, they were like, yeah, they're gonna have a version of it for free for PS Plus, but it's gonna be like a few tracks, a few stages, nothing too substantial. You still have to buy the full version. Everyone was like, cool. That game came out last Tuesday. It is currently Wednesday, and we're recording this, and no one has access to the free version.
Wow.
Because they're
having
super duper bad server issues.
Yep.
And the funny thing is like everyone's like, why isn't the free version out? And they're like, we can't even get the paid version to work. So it's kind of like, I mean, that would probably make the issue worse. But also, what does that say to the people who dropped money on it? You know.
Well, I mean, you can if you drop money on it and it's on the disc, like the disc version still works.
Yeah, but
and I'm assuming I don't know about if they had digital download. I don't know if that version works, but the retail version works. But the whole point of Drive Club is they just kept talking about, you're in a club, you're gonna drive, it's all your friends, you're all together.
Dude, this is
like everything is social. Let's go on Facebook and post your scores.
Let's go for an In-N-Out run. Everyone in.
Like,
do you guys like cars? You know cars have more than one seat, right?
Yeah.
That's because you're supposed to do it with your friends.
With your friends.
What if you called your friends your Drive Club instead? Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get together and race your cars. Like the way they pump this game up and the way they try to hook you with social stuff would be like if I'm sitting at home, then Aaron just calls me like, "Hey man, I just beat your score in the club. Let's go!"
Yeah.
Like, and then you're getting in gang wars with other people and like throwing down for your drive club.
Can I make
like
a suggestion?
that is what they were talking about.
A suggestion to all of the game developers: hire the team or that one smart dude that set up the Titanfall servers to do every other game that exists.
So the thing about Titanfall is, and I don't know enough about like bandwidth servers and all this stuff. Titanfall should have, for all intents and purposes, had significant server issues, but it didn't. And the reason why is because Xbox One uses the cloud for that. So, I still don't know.
I could have swore. I thought they used their own servers.
Yeah,
they weren't on Xbox's servers. They used their own.
Well, I think
that was the big deal because they're like, no, we got our own.
Yeah, but I think from what the PR people say is that their servers were cloud servers.
Yeah,
and they're called it was called Azure, Azure, whatever that means, and that was like. Because of that, they had no connection issues. I don't know about the 360 version, but they said that the connection issues was specifically the capability of the Xbox One.
And that doesn't change my suggestion. Mm-hmm. Do whatever the hell they did. Whether it's black magic, they started believing in a different religion, whatever, dude. Do that, and you won't have those.
This is a nightmare for Drive Club. And I'll tell you why. First of all, before I get into this, my favorite all-time racing game is always going to be Burnout 2. I love Burnout 2.
Burnout, man, those games were
it was so fun.
Good.
You could do takedowns, and you can even do the crashing. They had like a crashing concept to it.
Yeah, no, you had it right. It's just called crash mode.
Yeah, it's just crash mode, right? So whoever has the biggest explosion in this crash, Elvin. Like, say here, there's a freeway going by, and you're in this car, right? And you have to jump over the freeway and land on these cars going by. And if you have like the biggest crash ever, you'll get gold. It's awesome. Freaking crazy, dude. I mean, I'll show it to you one day. It's the greatest racing game I ever played in my life.
Yeah.
Okay, now Drive Club had a prime opportunity last year to release this game for Xbox One and PS4. Now, Need for Speed did, and that was pretty much the only racing game for a while. Yeah. That was their time right there to put it because they had the E3 announcements. People were like, oh, yeah, we were just talking about, you be in a club, have a good time, challenge each other. That was their time. Now, there's already 3 or 4 racing games out right now. And
we have the club.
We have the club.
Which looks awesome.
Forza 2. We have Forza Horizon 2, right? Is it Forza Horizon?
Does Gran Turismo still exist?
It exists, but like they.
I don't think they've done anything with that.
Yeah, because apparently they take a long time to come out.
Isn't that like the Sony flagship game for?
Yeah, no, Grand Theft Autos. Gran Turismo, like Mario Kart, like how we talked about before, like last week we talked about like is Smash Bros going to sell? Even though I don't think it deserves it, Gran Turismo is like the #1 selling PlayStation game like all the time. Mario Kart is always the Nintendo #1 selling game.
Racing simulator.
I don't get it. Like neither one of them deserve that, but hey, people like their cars. But yeah, what Aaron's saying is
you got Forza 2, Forza Horizon right now. Even you can do racing in Grand Theft Auto 5, which is fun. They had their time last year, and to me, they blew it. And right now, they're even pushing it back.
Project Cars also is apparently going to come out this year.
And I'm waiting to buy The Crew. The Crew is a game I want to play for racing.
Crew, yeah.
So to me, they just really, really messed up, and I don't think they're going to see a lot of sales right now with Drive Club. I don't think they will. And shame on them. They should have had it ready when Xbox One and PS4 came out day one, like a few other games, and that's when they could have made their mark.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, we're going to interrupt our news with a question. I want to create a song.
Like that Beyonce or
question
song.
Everybody.
Hold on. Give us a beat, Aaron.
Question. Do you got a question?
Of the week.
Question.
Alicia, say.
Do you got a question?
You got it for me.
Do you got a question? I channeled my exhibit and my DMX on that one.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. You were actually saying it to him. Never mind. Anyways, our question.
Hi, my name's Devin, and I was just wondering what you guys thought of everything they showed of Miyazaki's new game, Bloodborne.
All right. Shouts out to Devin.
Devin?
I love Devin.
I do too. I haven't met him yet.
Devin's awesome.
I said yet, like I'm going to soon.
You might come to California.
Okay, we will be waiting.
Yeah.
So we talked about Bloodborne a little bit when they announced it at E3. Back then it was called Project Beast or something like that. Or not back then, but before then.
Hey, Alter Beast from Sega Genesis.
Shouts out to Alter Beast, man.
Alter Beast. Any of you kids know what that is?
Wait, was Alter Beast one where it was like power up?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. No, Alter Beast was awesome.
I bet Aaron doesn't know what Alter Beast is.
No.
Wow.
How
do I know what that is? Oh, that's right. I'm old.
I didn't have a Sega as a kid. I had Nintendo.
You get one from Rite Aid. You get one from Rite Aid for $60.
Yeah,
anyways,
like 80 games with it.
So here's the thing about Bloodborne. I talked a little bit in the past on this podcast about a game called Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2, which most people have heard of. The problem with those games the games that they're like, it's so hard. Hope you like hard games. Hope you like dying because you're going to do a lot of that in this game. It's so hard, guys. But I think like the difficulty from those games are super artificial. It's not like, oh man, these odds are ridiculous. It's kind of just like the controls. The hit detection is like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like you don't expect to get hit by certain things when you swing a weapon with your character. Like the motion, the whole like animation takes so long. You're vulnerable for long. It was kind of like ugh. Where it was kind of like, yeah, it's hard, but it's not hard in a cool type of way. It's not a Mario Sunshine type of hard. It's just like, oh, imagine playing this game, but every now and then someone comes and breaks your controller. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be hard. But Bloodborne, and a lot of people lost their minds when they said this. Bloodborne, they're like, yeah, we want to make it more accessible. Everyone's like, it's gonna be so easy now. And like, I think people confuse difficulty levels and accessibility. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, to my knowledge, they haven't talked about a particular system like this, but in Dark Souls, you have the bonfires. And in both of the games, like, your bonfires is where you save, but it restores your health and your magic and all that stuff. I remember when I played Dark Souls 2 the first time, I went down the wrong path and I fought a very, very difficult enemy. And I somehow beat him on the first attempt, but I was almost dead. So I was like, let me go back to this bonfire. And I went back to the bonfire and he was back. And I asked my friend Maurice, shouts out to Maurice.
That's the worst.
That's the worst. I was like, Maurice, he's back? He's like, yeah, that's what happens, man. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, anytime you go to a bonfire, all the enemies come back. I was like, are you kidding me?
That would piss me off, man. That would piss me off,
what's the point? Like, what did I gain from doing that?
Why go back to a bonfire?
And it's not like a game like, dare I say Destiny. If you kill a group of enemies in Destiny, like at least in the open world, I don't know about the strikes and stuff, they'll come back in a little bit. That's fine because the enemies are either easy or not that hard. That enemy took me like 15 minutes to kill. I had to dodge, I had to wait for the right attack, and it was just kind of like, it was the worst. So it's things
draining. It drains on you.
Exactly. There's things like that make it difficult, and I mean, all the power to like the people who are hardcore enough to like go through that. That's cool, but like that's what Dark Souls is. You see an enemy, you look at him, you move around and wait for him to attack, roll out of the way, hit him once, back out, and do it again. And I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely a type of like suspense that's cool about that. But one of the things they actually talked about, and I think this was at Gamescom, was they have a system called, I think they call it like Fight for Your Life, where what they did, the thing they had issues with in Dark Souls was that's how people were playing. They were dodging attacks, waiting for a long time, and for another opening, and bam, bam, bam. The way I think they call it like Fight for Your Life is you get hit, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you lost this much health, but you could still regain this health if in X amount of time you hit the enemy back.
Yeah.
So that is so awesome.
They had that in Diablo 3 as well.
Do they really?
Yeah. There's at least for mine.
I think what you're thinking of is just in Diablo 3, just in general. If you have like life one hit, anytime you hit someone, you get health back. Yeah, but in this is you lose health, right? But it's not permanently gone.
Yeah.
You just have to hit the enemy back quick enough. So that's awesome to me because that makes the fights a lot more fast paced instead of just hitting somebody I think a reviewer
you're getting your butt kicked and then the adrenaline comes up like, man.
It makes them exciting. Like I think some reviewer on IGN said that, oh, Dark Souls is cool because every fight is like it's like a puzzle. That's not what I want in a fight in like a game that involves combat. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, I get where he was going with, but like for me, I would prefer to have at least. I mean, you could still be tactical and you could still be like coherent of your movement and be fast paced. You know what I mean? So that has me really excited about Bloodborne. Also, I am guessing they're gonna have some type of multiplayer component because in one of the 500 trailers they've shown in the last 4 months, it shows what looks like another like demon hunter or whatever you are in it. It looks like another one kind of just doing his own thing in the corner. So if this game has legitimate co-op, right? I think I've probably said this before. Is if this game has legitimate co-op, like you could just play with somebody through the whole entire thing, tell me where to send my money. Because the problem with Dark Souls 1 and 2, I don't know if any of you are familiar, I'm pretty sure you aren't, Elvin, is the way Dark Souls 1 and 2 worked is like, all right, Aaron, if me and you wanted, now don't quote me on this.
Share a sandwich?
I'm not going to share a sandwich.
Why not?
No, because I like food.
It was a stone system, right? Like you drop your
summoning sign or
your
whatever.
summon sign. So someone, because my friends who played Diablo, that's what they were doing in Dark Souls. He's like, oh, okay, I dropped my sign. Did you pick it up? Like, yeah, I picked it up. Like, what area are you in? Okay, yeah, I dropped it. Oh, wait, that's not you. So then he like put it down and had to pick up another one.
Yeah, so
like it was crazy. Like the amount of work they had to do to try to get to play together was stupid.
Yeah, it should not be that difficult to play with somebody. And then like, yeah, if they just seriously they can make it 3 times harder, but just made full-fledged co-op, and I'm on board. Do you guys have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it was Gamescom when they showed like the multiplayer in that, and you saw like a guy run up next to you while you're like fighting together, and it looked crazy.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think they were like, "Oh, this is multiplayer." I think they're like,
I mean, they didn't.
What does this mean? Like,
oh no, I mean it looked like it was multiplayer.
Yeah,
from what I noticed, because it looked like the guy started fighting with you, so it kind of looked like that was just a nod because they're not really talking about the game.
Yeah.
Like it looked like they were just like, oh, by the way, let me sneak this little clip in and then let the internet like have fever and do the rest. But like you said, it looks a lot faster. I'm not really into those games because it looks like some sort of crazy medieval English Sweeney Todd type area. It just looks really grotesque and insane. Like the zombie dog in the trailer and just the crazy villages and the disgusting monsters and stuff like that. It's not my cup of tea personally, but I would enjoy watching other people play it, and especially if like I know my friend AJ is gonna get it.
Shouts out to AJ.
So,
AJ.
Like especially like last time when I watched him fight Ornstein and Smog, like I'm willing to sit there and watch him actually do this, and I'm sure that battle, like whatever battle he has, isn't gonna take that same like hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours and 45 minutes in a boss fight or anything else like that.
Well, in the year of 2014, which I'm calling it the letdown year. I will find
letdowns.
I will wait to be blown away. I'm not, I'm just gonna see what it's all about, give it a chance, and if I like it, let it woo me.
Well, I'll tell you something fun about Bloodborne. It doesn't come out in 2014.
Well, then
so
there
in
you go.
2015, then it's not gonna let you down. I think it's February 5th or something.
2015, by all accounts, from what we do understand, should be pretty darn good.
Yeah, I heard Wu-Tang is coming back together to make a...
Check out my grab. I saw them at the forum last month. They rocked the boat.
Yeah. They didn't rock, they wrapped the boat because they don't do rock.
All right. Well, good talk, guys. A few more pieces of news before we head on up out of here.
Check out that Childish Gambino mixtape, Alicia.
Yeah, I thought I was the one who
Donald
posted about
Glover.
it. I didn't. I thought I told you about
Donald
it.
Glover.
You didn't see my post about it?
Yeah. So I'm doing a shout out to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and his secret song. You can find that. It's
you have to get the platinum trophy first.
Yeah, in order you have to get the platinum Donald Glover trophy to get.
We'll post that on
song.
Gamer and Gameless. Tomorrow.
News items.
I was just laughing. Aaron's just randomly like bundling up all the cords. He's like, "Yeah, man,
Yeah, man.
I usually don't do like news posts like this, but I just want to address this. Is PSN this week? Like, all right, the way games are now, the way the games culture is now, is so many games come out all the time that it can't be like, here's what's coming out this week. You're gonna leave something out. There's 500 games every week for PlayStation, 3, 4, and I was gonna say 2, Vita. It's kind of like hard to keep up with, and then there's games going on sale on Steam. There's games going green lighted for early access on Steam. It's just too much to keep up with. But and I just felt like I had to address this week, and this is all like on PS4. So they had a particularly good week. The Evil Within, which is like a spiritual successor to like the Resident Evil franchise, made by Shinji Mikami, the dude who made the first Resident Evil. That came out. Peggle 2 came out for PlayStation, which a lot of people think is like one of the best, like, I don't know, puzzle type games. Walking Dead Season 1 came out for PS4. And those games are just well received. But
wait, what kind of game is that? The Walking Dead game?
Oh, that's
I think you'd like
perfect.
it.
Oh, you would like that.
Okay,
game.
Here's what's so good. It's more of like a show, but interactive.
What?
Like it's to the point where like if you like The Walking Dead the show, like my friend who reviews television, he has a television podcast. Yeah. Like him and his girlfriend were more into The Walking Dead, the game, than the show. Like,
I am
like
100%, man. I'm 100% there. I totally agree.
Like he came home or whatever, or he came home and he told her, he's like, yeah, oh, The Walking Dead starts, and she got super excited. She got the controller. She's like, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, no, the show.
No, but
and she just got super bummed out.
You know what'd be awesome? I don't even know if this exists or not, but to have an open world like The Walking Dead. In that world, and you could travel
Daisy, H1Z1.
Yeah, Daisy or H1Z1.
Daisy.
They actually did the Walking Dead game, right? It came out last year or
Survival Instinct. Survival Instincts. It's like terrible.
Yeah, because there's two Walking Dead.
It was Merle
games.
and who else? His brother
Daryl.
Merle and Daryl, and you were just trying to survive.
There was The Walking Dead made by
Telltale.
Yeah. There's Telltale's Walking Dead, and that's the good one that we're talking about. And then there was the other Walking Dead.
Yeah, so Telltale makes these super narrative-driven games, and they're less of games. They're more like, all right, for instance, without giving too much away, there's a part very early in the game where you are in a car accident, you crash, and there's a shotgun next to you, and there's a zombie crawling towards you. Yeah. Now, what you have to do is you have to move your cursor over to the shotgun to pick up the shotgun. Then you move the cursor over to the shell. You click on the shell. He loads up the shotgun, and then you have to aim it over the actual zombie and press X to shoot. And it's more of like interactive.
But when I was thinking of interactive, what I always go back to this game because I loved it. It's probably one of the last games I ever played. Was that Star Wars game?
And here's
that's the light and the dark. Like, dude, what game was that again?
KOTOR, Knights of the Republic. I don't know why.
So great.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So that's the kicker about the Walking Dead game is there's a couple, like two of my roommates don't necessarily care for video games. Both of them got one of the newer iPhones, and they were looking for a free game to play. So one of the free games is episode 1 of season 1 of The Walking Dead, and they ended up buying the whole season because it's so like
it's really story driven.
Yeah.
So there could be something that'll happen, and say you choose to have your character lie or something.
Let's buy it now. That sounds like fun.
Like if your character lies, it'll be like, oh, this character suspects.
You know what? I promise you guys. If I could figure out how to turn on my Xbox, I will download that game now.
I'm honestly, it is 100% something you can sit down with your wife.
I don't know where the cords are for my Xbox. I think my dogs shoot them up. Seriously, I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are.
We'll get you going.
No, I don't know where they are.
We'll find.
Do you know where they are? Did you take them, Zach?
Yeah. Nah, but it's just the only problem with The Walking Dead. And so that's one of the things you can make choices.
Don't kill it, man. Come on.
No.
I'm half an inch away from getting it.
You're going to get it.
No, you got to get it. It's good.
But
no.
Give me your butt.
This has nothing to do with you. Is that it was for Vita, PS3, 360, PC, and maybe Mac. I don't know. But on all of those outlets, it never ran very well. So, for instance,
I'm not getting it now. I'm not going to buy a game that doesn't run well.
But it's on Xbox One now.
Oh.
which means that's what I'm saying. There's the power behind it.
Of the cloud.
Should have it run.
The Titanfall guy works for Xbox.
And it's kind of like one of those things. It's kind of was it in 1080 now? Is it in 1080?
I don't know about the actual specs.
In HD? Is it in HD or something?
Oh, is it already in HD?
It's the same game. But now it's on Xbox One.
Just get it. You'll love it. But the kicker is that it probably runs a lot better. And like I said, it has that whole like narrative thing where it's like there's one point where, without giving too much away, this is super vague and there's a lot of death in this game. So it's all good when I say this. There is a character who gets mad at another character and decides to kill said character.
Whoa.
And you have the choice to say, hey, that wasn't cool, and then leave that person to get killed by a pack of zombies.
I'm getting the game.
Or
I'm putting my headphones down. I'm getting up. I'm walking away.
Okay. That didn't make any sense.
That is not a good sound effect. Sense. You know what? They took away my sound bites. I can't make any footsteps.
Dude, the game is better than the show, and the webisodes are better than the show.
Wow. I wouldn't be surprised.
You ever seen the webisodes? They're really good, actually.
The voice acting in the game is really good.
Stellar. I mean, this is the character development. Anyways, Walking Dead came out. Sleeping Dogs HD came out, which, like I said, I'm not a big fan of HD remakes, but more people need to see that. Nidhogg came out, which is like one of my favorite. Not even favorite. I haven't played it, but I've seen other people play it. Looks awesome. It's like a fencing game. In Space We Brawl came out. It looks awesome. And Lone Survivor Director's Cut came out for PS4, which I don't even know how to explain that game. It's like a pixel-based psychological horror game. I don't know how to explain
Wasn't that a movie, Lone Survivor?
Yes, but they're very different. Yeah. More importantly, the big game that came out for PS4 this week was Duck Dynasty.
What?
Yeah, man. It's been top in charts.
Buy it at your local Walmart?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. All right, anyways, transition topics. Dragon Age, right after, like we talked last week, about how the Assassin's Creed dude was like, hey, we decided to make it 900p on both to avoid the arguments. Dragon Age, because EA is run by a whole bunch of adults, tweeted something saying like seriously, this is even like marketed competing. I mean competitive
marketing.
There we go. Dragon Age tweeted something saying PS4 Dragon Age Inquisition runs at PS4 on PS4 at 1080p and Xbox One for 900p because we utilized the potential of the consoles. Yeah. And it was like, which is just a total shot at them. Which it's such a childish like.
Did you see what someone tweeted back?
No.
They put, if my game looked like that, I would run it at it too.
No, like I mean, it's pretty.
Or my game would work.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like I'm excited. I'm excited for Dragon Age, but that's just like, okay. Did you feel better about yourself, Dragon Age?
Yeah, man. Most hated company in America.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed Rogue. We talked about Assassin's Creed a lot because there's a lot of Assassin's Creeds in this world that we live in currently. Assassin's Creed Rogue originally was only coming out for 360 and PS3. A lot of people are under the suspicion that it's going to come out for next gen or current gen, for that matter, consoles. But we haven't heard anything on that. But they did come out and say, all right, in 2015, we're going to make a PC version of it, which could be cool because I'm afraid that game's not going to sell very well, and a lot of people have PCs.
Yeah, or they'll release Rogue in 360 and PS3, and then they'll do the HD remake and release that a year later.
That's 100% accurate. That will most likely happen.
Terrible.
Actually,
and it will sell well.
Which most likely will happen is it'll be in a box set with the one that's about to come out.
It's ridiculous. MMO, Final Fantasy MMO, Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn. Mm-hmm. So I actually played a stupid amount of that game. It's an MMO. It's a Final Fantasy, two things I like. I'm down. They announced a Game of the Year edition recently, which is kind of weird because they don't really do that for MMOs. They do that for other games. Like they'll be like, hey, game of the Year. Yeah, and then they'll have like all the DLC and stuff. But not for MMOs. This one comes with like some art cards. And honestly, the only other thing it includes, which I guess is cool. I mean, it's cool, but it comes with 90 days of game time, which is like a lot. Like that's 3 months of game time.
Yeah.
But the only problem with that is I think Final Fantasy 14 had a lot of legs because it came out on PS4 and it's the only next gen MMO or current gen MMO because they don't know what they're doing with Elder Scrolls Online, which is apparently still coming out in October, but no one heard about anything from it since June.
Well, October is about to end. It's catching up pretty soon.
My point exactly, and that company had layoffs last month, so I don't think it is. So, but unfortunately, it is coming. I mean, like I said, I think a big following for that game came from PlayStation, PS3, and PS4, but that Game of the Year edition is only for PC. And our final piece of news to wrap up this rather lengthy list is the World of Warcraft patch 6.02 came out yesterday. If that sounds like random numbers to you, that's fine. What that is it is the patch that preps everything for the big expansion. So World of Warcraft has been around for, in November, it will be a decade. Wow. That game has been around for 10 years.
A decade of big dudes of long hair.
Oh, are you referring to the people who play it?
Yes.
Okay, like I thought you were talking about the players. I mean, the characters. I was like, I don't know.
Is there big dudes of long hair in the? It probably is, right?
Arguably.
Yeah.
There's like Torns and Dwarves. Anyways, but yeah.
Can't you be a Robin Williams in that game? His character.
You can't be him, but he's like an NPC. I think he's just like a genie.
Yeah. Oh, did they add him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they added.
I mean, he's been an advocate for.
They found the code for it. They found a genie.
Oh, that's cool.
Code something, and I think they
probably
have another couple of characters in there too.
Yeah, there's a dungeon where the last boss is like a genie, so they're like, hey, we should make him a genie. But
wait,
anyway,
you have to fight Robin Williams?
No, that was the original. They're like, let's use that character again.
Oh, okay, got it. Because it'd be kind of mean that you have to kill Robin Williams.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah. But anyways, one of the things I found interesting about this is, like I said, this game has been out for a decade. This patch and this expansion is the first time they've actually changed and updated the way the characters really look. So the character models are updated. So if you guys haven't played World of Warcraft in a year plus and you log into, I think it's like a human, a night elf, a dwarf, a orc, they will look different. Because they after 10 years, they're like, hey, maybe we should upgrade these graphics.
They should hire the team that did the 2K, the NBA 2K thing.
Oh, the face tracking.
Face recognition.
I want to do that so bad. Anyways.
Like, you want to look like Chunk from Goonies? Use face recognition.
Just scrunch your face and look to the top left and you're good.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's going to do it for us here at Gamer Gameless. Remember, you can check us out on Facebook.com/GamerGameless, our website, GamerGameless.com.
Here we go.
Or our shiny new Twitter at GamerGameless.com.
Yes!
Damn! No! I said at GamerGameless.com. I don't deserve it.
Oh, you did the .com.
Yeah.
Oh, you idiot.
Why did you not
check us out on Twitter
talking?
at GamerGameless.
Well, pop them.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm going to end on a good note. Bye, guys.
Bye.